Yeah,
So,
I get that that hate speech. I'm banned on like almost. I think I'm probably still on a few social media sites, but a lot of them have banned me because of it's always hate speech. I'm literally the only person. I don't even curse in music at all. Like I don't curse, and
mm,
I'm the only person that has had a song banned from Spotify and not put back on. The only artist. Out of all these artists talk about killing people, murdering each other, gang banging. Women talk about being harlots all the time. This is all music is about. But all I gotta do is say something like being trans isn't a real thing. That doesn't actually
mm.
exist. You can't transition into another gender. It doesn't exist. And then they ban my entire catalog. So I feel you 100%. So what I want to start with though is my favorite interview of all time coming from you. And I'm a blank guy. I don't need 10 minutes to answer a question. I don't even need five. If somebody asks me a question, I answer it in 2 minutes. You had an interview. I forgot which news place it was. I don't know if it was USA Today. I literally watch this at least once a week, and uh, you he asked, he's like, "So, are you a hate monger or a religious zealot? Which one are you?" And you said, "Well, I'm a religious zealot." And I just listen. That made me so happy watching that, like so happy. And then when you read the Bible, if I'm not mistaken, it was Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
You read that verse to him and you said, I didn't write the Bible. I didn't do this. The Bible says it. And then you even said, I'm not saying it's Christian's job. It's the government job to make it capital punishment. I love that. But that was like 7 years ago. So, and sometimes, I'm not saying you have, by the way, I know you haven't, but I'm asking this question for the viewers. Have you switched that view or has it remained the same?
No way. I haven't taken back anything. I still believe exactly the same thing. And you know what's funny about that interview is that I had a bunch of interviews set up that were live interviews because I got sick of doing these pre-recorded interviews where you sit there and they talk to you for 45 minutes and then they just take like two sentences that you said out of context. So I started saying I'm only going to do an interview if it's live. So I had like three set up, and then I did that live interview and then the other two canceled. They're like, nope. And what's funny is that the reason that you're pointing back to that interview from 7 years ago is because literally that was the last time I was ever interviewed by the media. Because what happened is shortly after that in 2015, they held a press conference in Phoenix with like some of the local politicians and media. And they said, we're never going to protest Pastor Anderson again. No more protests at his church. No more interviews. We're not going to fight him because this is what they said. We're just making him more popular. We're just getting his message out. So they have just completely just gone silent on me for the last 7 years. They used to always report on stuff that I said or whatever. Now they just completely ignore me. So the only interviews that I've done over the last 7 years have been on the Spanish TV station because I guess they're not part of the cabal, because everybody else agreed, like, we're not going to talk to Pastor Anderson, but the Telemundo didn't get the memo. So I did some interviews in Spanish, but that's it. So they've just done a complete blackout on our church, which, I mean, is fine with me. At least we don't have a bunch of freaks and weirdos like, protesting our church anymore and surrounding our church building with perverted signs and stuff. So, I mean, it's been nice to just have peace for the last 7 years. But it's just so funny that they don't want the truth to get out. The truth should fear no investigation. Like, if what I'm saying is stupid, if what I'm saying is not based on the Bible, then you know what? Just let me say it, and then people can just laugh at me and see how dumb it is. But the reason why they have to shut me up is because they know that what I'm saying is biblical, and the truth is powerful. And so all they can do is just try to just slow us down on social media and just pretend we don't exist or whatever.